Good morning, everyone. So today, let us discuss how to write an abstract and an introduction of a research paper. Now, before we move on to discuss how to write an abstract and introduction, let me tell you that there are some skills involved in writing the abstract and an introduction. For that matter, for the whole writing of a research paper, we need some skills to write that. So what are those skills? The skills are the knowledge of grammar. Well, grammar is the nuts and bolts and helps you to write or structure your sentences. Apart from that, use of good vocabulary, and of course, the knowledge of the subject or the topic on which you are going to write the paper. Right? Now let us see or discuss about abstract, the tips and the tricks to write an abstract. An abstract is a very dense or a condensed version of the paper, right? It is the first thing that comes after the topic, after the title. The abstract is the first thing that a writer or a reader sees it, okay? So we have to remember that the abstract is the mini version of a paper, right? Abstracts should provide a brief summary of each of the main sections of the paper, like introduction, materials, methods, results, and discussions. Abstracts should be typed in single paragraph. So we need not make 2-3 paragraphs. It should be as concise, as precise, and as pithy as possible. It should be to the point. Now, the structure of an abstract and its length depends on the journal or conference as well as on your field of research. Sometimes whenever we are applying for any kind of, for writing papers in a conference, they generally tell us or they inform us that we have to write an abstract in 200 or 250 words. So they specify it at times, or else sometimes it depends on your domain or your area of study. Make sure that you read your instructions to authors before you begin writing. An abstract generally answers at least 3. This is very important, at least 3 of the following questions, and generally in the following order. Why did I carry out the research or the project? Why am I writing this paper? Why am I doing it and how? What were my results and what was compared to previous research? What are the implications of my finding? What are my conclusions and what are my recommendations? Here we can see 3 structures of writing an abstract. So you can design your abstract basing on these 2 structures that you see over here on your screen. The first is, we can write 1 or 2 lines about the basic introduction. Then we can move on to provide a background of the research, state the main results in 1 line, explain your main results and reveal the current literature in 2 to 3 lines. Put your results into a more general context and explain the implications in 1 to 2 sentences. In the same way, the structure 2 tells us that we can begin by saying that, what you did plus introduce 1 key result. Begin with information that the reader does not already know. Introduce a background by connecting in some way what you said in your introductory sentences. Use background information which the reader may or may not know already, and justify why you did that. Outline your methodology. Provide some information regarding your results. Let the reader, tell the reader the implication of your results in 1 or 2 sentences. So here, according to these 2 structures, basing on these 2 skeletons, you can actually design or you can structure your abstract. Now let us see what is an introduction, regarded as the most important part of any research paper. It's a kind of preamble to your paper. It's a kind of invitation again to the, to readers to read your paper. So the purpose of introduction should be to provide sufficient background knowledge to allow the readers to understand and evaluate the results of the present study without referring to previous publications on the topic. It should provide a rationale of the study, purpose of writing the paper, etc. Generally, we write the introduction in the present tense. Now, an introduction generally answers the following questions. You can use the answers to these questions to structure your introduction. What is the problem of your study? Are there any existing solutions? Which solution is the best? What is its main limitation? What do I hope to achieve? Have I achieved what I set out to do? If your introduction is more than a couple of pages, subheadings will make it more digestible for the reader. So it is advisable that we break, or we divide the whole of the introduction, if it's run to 3 or 4 pages, into different subsections, so that it gives more clarity to the readers to understand and read your introduction, because it is regarded as very, very important part of your research. Thank you so much.